Hey guys, today I want to talk about pine fines for his bedding. Last year I got pine fines delivered when it was super muddy in here. We had lots of heavy rains and the mud was just horrible. Lasair wasn't ever able to lay down because he didn't want to lay down in mud, and also he was covered in mud. And now it's been just a little under a year, and the pine fines are pretty much kind of gone. The stuff that is still here is now mixed in with the sand that I got, and so it's not doing as good of a job anymore. And so in the last steady rain we had, this whole area was flooded, and also that whole area over there was flooded. The pine fines did really well withstanding the winds, much better than shavings or sawdust and stuff like that. But the really heavy winds that we got with the 80-mile gusts, that took away a lot of the pine fines. So I would say 80-mile winds is able to carry away the pine fines. The other strong winds, like 30 miles, 40 miles, doesn't seem to budge it much at all. So the other nice thing is that when it's only pine fines, then he actually stays very clean. Wait, this is what I consider dirty. This right now I would consider muddy. This is a muddy horse to me. But with pure pine fines, he doesn't even have all of this stuff, because the dirt stuff, this is dirt, and then the pine fines actually just falls away from all that and keeps them really clean, which I really like in the winter and rainy times, because then I don't have to worry about rinsing him off so much to keep him clean and stuff. But yeah, this is about as dirty as he gets. So what we did today, we went to Veramontes Express in Corona and got, this is our F350 dually, and this is 2.5 yards. The guy said we could, he could have fit 3 yards in here. It just would it'd be a heaping pile, and I didn't want to really test it. This is our first time getting our own load, so I just went ahead and said, 2.5 yards is good for now. But this stuff, so this is what his pine fines look like. Different places, it's gonna have different consistencies. Some of them are gonna be coarser or finer and stuff. This is actually finer, I believe, than the stuff I got last year, and I don't know where they got their stuff from. And it was very affordable because it was $15 a yard. Got 2.5 yards, and he only charged me $37 total. Of course, this is going to be a pain to get spread out into his pen, but we really just have to dump it. He's over here now checking it out. Yes. He's over here now checking. He's like, I got new pine fines. But basically, this stuff is coarser than shavings, so it's going to stand up to the elements better, and all that, and not be carried away by the wind. So it's better than shavings that way, but it's finer than wood chips, so it's more absorbent than wood chips, and it's actually kind of soft. I'm trying to express texture and stuff through video, but you see how nice and soft and pretty much it's kind of fluffy, you know? And you can see, you shake it off, and then it doesn't leave you dirty, you know? It pretty much just, you know, brushes right off, and then you're clean. And so that's another bonus about it. And then what happens is the water, it soaks up water, it absorbs water, and also the water is able to seep down to the bottom, and then the top stuff dries off. And so even if the bottom is wet, the top part is where his hoof is, and then his hooves stay dry, so we don't have issues with thrush and stuff like that. You can see his hooves are still quite dry, even though the stuff we have now isn't even that great, because the stuff we have now is mixed in with dirt with the remaining pine fines, the leftover pine fines as well. Also, the finer it is, the quicker it's going to break down. It's going to degrade and turn back into dirt, and then you're left with the bigger chips, but that's okay. So right now the plan is we got some areas with, you know, holes and stuff. We're just gonna just very quickly just brush this out so that it's all nice and level, and then we can go ahead and spread out all of this in here. We'll see if 2.5 is going to be enough. Last time I got 5, and 5 was a good number, so we'll see if 2.5 is enough or if we need to get more. But I'm hoping, because we still have stuff in here from before, that 2.5 should be enough. And just to basically make sure that he doesn't get any flooding in his pen. See the flood spot is over there. All right, I'll give you more updates later. Bye guys. Lasair's already loving the new pine fines, and he's already been laying and rolling in it. He's not supposed to roll over here. He never rolls over here because you see how narrow this area is. This is right next to the kitchen, and there isn't enough room for him really, but he just couldn't wait until we got his bed ready. So here he is, already messing up his bed. His bed is actually over there, that nice big area. 2.5 yards is not enough. I'm thinking we need at least 5 yards at least. So right now we're just going to cover the areas that got the most amount of puddles, which is this area over here and that area over there, and then we'll have to get another load, and this time I think we'll fill it up and get 3 yards, and then we should be good. So it's nice and cush. So here you can see we're before the pine fines and with the pine fines, and I want a decent thickness. Oh, watch his hooves in it. See how nice it is for his hooves? It's really cushy and soft, and let me see if I can show you with my hand. So see, it's real nice and cushy and soft. That's why he loves rolling in it. Yeah, you like that, huh? So that's the old stuff with the dirt mixed in, and that's the nice new stuff. Oh, and be careful about the playground chips, because when I went and felt that stuff, there was a lot of sharp pieces. This is nice, and I can do a fist and not hurt myself with sharp pieces, really. I mean, there, you know, technically there are little pieces that could be sharp, but I can do this and not get hurt, versus the playground chips, trying to do that, then it does hurt. Right, so we're all done with 2.5 yards of the pine fines, and it is not nearly enough. That's about half of what we need. So we were able to cover that area. Has the biggest thickness. I want it to be nice and thick, because if it's super thin, what happens is that the dirt will immediately just mix in with the pine fines, and it'll churn up, and then it renders it useless. So you got to have it nice and thick. You can tell along the edges here it's real thin, so it's just going to get churned up and stuff. I mean, it's not useless. It's still kind of good, but definitely not as good as like the pure, like thick stuff of pine fines. So anyways, we'll get some more tomorrow, and Lasair's pretty happy right now. He always loves it when he gets new bedding. It's also great because he actually gets sores on his legs if he sleeps on hard stuff, and so he really likes to have a nice soft bed. Once again, I'll show you how his hooves sink right into that, and it keeps his hood. Oh, that was a good shot. You see how it just sinks right in, and you can make it whatever. Obviously, you can make it whatever thickness you want. Not so great for barefoot if you're trying to develop like strong hooves for barefoot stuff. Really need is this pea gravel, but this is really expensive stuff, and I'm going to get it, and I got to make a place for it, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet because it's expensive, and we're trying to change the whole way that our pen is set up so that so that he can have more room and stuff like that. But anyways, there you go. All right, talk to you later. Bye guys.